following program is a SUTV student production. The views expressed are not necessarily those of Salisbury University, the University System of Maryland, its regents, administration, officers, employees, or representatives.
Good evening and welcome to Sports Night. I'm Travis Mandela alongside Will Ovington, Jessica Ree, and Matthew Forney. How is everybody doing the first night of the first show of the semester?
Good.
I'm excited.
I'm great, yeah.
All right, we're going to start off this semester by we went around campus and we asked Salisbury students what they know about Salisbury sports, and the answers kind of surprising, kind of not surprising. So let's check it out. So have you ever been to any sporting event on campus here?
Not yet.
I went to a soccer game one time.
Do you know who they were playing, if they won?
No, I remember. I know they won, though.
I went to a Salisbury football game my first semester here. It was pretty fun, but we lost.
Do you know what our school colors are?
They are red and yellow.
Maroon and gold. What are our school colors?
I guess it's a maroon and gold.
And what's our mascot's name?
Sandy the Seagull.
Say Sandy?
Sally. No. This is bad. I know it's a seagull. I'm not going to say a name.
Do you know what our field hockey team is ranked in the top 25 for division?
Aren't they? They're in the top 10, I think. Aren't they like 7th or 8th?
I believe we're number 4 right now.
How many national championships has our lacrosse team won?
3? I'm just going to go with 3. 4? It's about 8.5.
I'm going to say 7.
Close, it's 10. What MLB team did our head baseball coach play for?
Is it the Rangers? No, I don't know this one, no.
I don't know why. I'm gonna go with the Braves. Just feel the Braves.
He played for the Diamondbacks. Last week, our football team won a game by an absolutely outrageous margin. Do you know what the score was?
No, but I'm going to guess. I'm going to say 47-7.
90 to 7.
Yeah, 91-7.
91-7.
Same thing.
Yeah.
And do you by any chance know who they were playing?
I know who it was. Not Montclair.
Some Newport? Something Christopher Newport, or is it Virginia? Northern Virginia.
All right, I'll give you the state. They were from Virginia.
Oh, yeah, it was South Virginia.
Yeah. All right, what did you guys think of their answers?
It's a little bit embarrassing.
Yeah. Funny.
Funny,
But
yeah.
embarrassing.
Embarrassing, yes, and that's why we are here to change that. We're going to give you all the information on Salisbury sports, and we're going to start by talking about our football team. Postponed this past weekend, we all know, because of the not hurricane we got. But their last game, their home opener, they defeated Southern Virginia, like we heard, 91-7. So let's talk about that for a minute.
All right.
I think it was really remarkable considering the offense that they run, and that you said pre-show that they had 7 drives of 2 minutes or less. When I hear that stat, I think of Oregon's up-tempo offense, not this triple option that we run. And the amazing fact that I find from this game is we only completed 2 pass completions, and 1 went for a touchdown. So when you complete only 2 passes and score 91 points, you did something right.
I think part of this we only completed 2 passes, but we only attempted 5. I think that has a lot to do with the fact that we put up 91 points. I don't think you're going to be throwing bombs down the field when you're up by 80-some points. It's getting they did the right thing in rushing as much as they did. They rushed 14 different players. So they won in style, but they also won with definitely the utmost class, I think.
Did they say what kind of records they broke at all?
Yes, so they broke school records. They broke the record for most points in a game, which was 84 previously, and they broke the record for margin of victory, which was previously 77, and this one was 84. They were 6 points shy of the all-time Division III record for points in a game, which we could have got if Salisbury did not turn the ball over on their first possession of the second half. The only possession that they did not score a touchdown.
Wow.
They came up with 594 yards of offense, 57 passing,
And 130.
the rest rushing.
Yeah.
So now, there's not really much we can say about that. We kind of said all the stats, everything.
Were you there?
I was announcing the
Oh, you were
game
announcing.
with Ricky.
Now, as a fan base, were there a lot of fans there, and then they all leave because they realized we were creaming them?
As compared to a home opener, there weren't as many people there, but they stuck it through. In the second half, a lot of the players, or a lot of the fans, kind of realized that we could be breaking records, so they got more into the game. It was a good atmosphere still.
And there's a game this weekend, right?
Yes, which I was just about to get into. They're playing the 13th ranked team in Division III, Rowan. This is the second New Jersey school. They're playing third conference game in their brand new conference, the New Jersey Athletic Conference. This is their first test. So how do you guys think they're going to do?
Rowan's 4-0, but I think the homecoming thing is going to be a big factor for Salisbury coming out of the gate. Hopefully they can have a big atmosphere. If the fan base can get behind them, then I think it's going to be a lot easier to get the ball going. Rowan is decent against the run. We only like to run the ball. They're very good against defending the pass. We're not good at passing the ball, so we're definitely going to have to make this ground attack work. But Rowan actually only beat Montclair before they played us 13-7. We beat Montclair 46-14. So things are sort of lining up, I think, for Salisbury, but we'll see how it goes on Saturday.
You just have to hope that since they had to cancel and postpone this weekend because of the hurricane, that they had enough practice time so they don't get too lazy and they still have their confidence up from Southern Virginia.
I think going forward is, like Will was saying about got to execute the run, is Rowan seeing the triple option, you got to be disciplined, because if you try and jump or predict where the ball's going, that's when teams get burned. And if you watch Georgia Tech play and they run their triple option, the explosive plays are when missed assignment. So if Rowan can be disciplined and stay with their assignments, it's going to be tough for Salisbury. So I think Salisbury's got to execute and be able to read what the defense is giving them in order to be in this game, because if they get taken out early, it's kind of hard to come back in a triple option offense.
Like you said, with being homecoming, it's not only homecoming. I believe it's also family weekend. And, I'm a senior. I've been around for a couple of homecomings. That's also that behind the home opener, homecoming, family weekend is the second highest attended game. So I think there's going to be a lot of people there, and I think it's going to be a loud atmosphere, and that could help if Salisbury is going to pull off this upset.
I'm sure there's also going to be a lot more people out there wanting to see another 91 point put out.
Yeah.
Not going to happen against Rowan, but I think there's going to be a lot of people excited to see what the football team's going to be doing this year.
And it should be a nice day. It starts at 1 o'clock, right?
Yes, 1 o'clock at Siegel Stadium, so go. Now we're going to move on to field hockey. Field hockey is typically one of our better fall sports on campus. They started off 6-0 this year, but they kind of hit a bump in the road. They're now 6-2. They've had 2 games postponed because of the rain and 2 losses in that stretch. One of them, although, to the number 1 team in the country, TCNJ, the College of New Jersey. So what do you guys think is going on with the field hockey team right now?
I'll let the College of New Jersey game slide. That's a number 1 ranked team.
That was double overtime on the road.
Exactly. What I won't accept is a 2-0 loss to an unranked team when you're out shooting them, what was it, 19-7.
Yeah.
So something has to give. They got to figure it out before, I think they're off this weekend. I think they'll be playing again on Wednesday at Wesley. So if they can get things going back on the road, hopefully they can get things back on track.
Yeah, the game against Catholic, where they lost 2-0, top goal scorers kind of left quiet. I mean, Becca Ronica had 3 shots. Sam Johnson had 2 shots. Their leading goal scorer, Courtney Jansen, had 1 shot in the game.
Wow.
So that's a thing Catholic did. They contained them, and that's a thing that now every other team that they play is going to is going to see what they did and how they could do it.
And if I'm Wesley, I'm looking at that game film and figuring out how Catholic was able to do it, considering Salisbury is still going to be ranked in the top 10 when they go down to Wesley and play them. So if I'm Wesley's coaches, I want to show that they are beatable, especially to an unranked team.
They have 7 games left this season. Their one non-conference game is a neutral-ish site game against Lynchburg. The rest are conference games, so they still have all 6 of their conference games left. Do you guys think that they can get it back together and still win the CAC and make it to the NCAA tournament?
I don't think there's a single player on that team who's going to accept 3 straight losses. So they're definitely going to have it turned around against Wesley, and then hopefully they can ride that momentum throughout the rest of the season into the conference games, into the tournaments.
I definitely agree with what Will said.
I say these 2 losses are their wake-up call. You know, you overlook an opponent, you can lose any given day, and I think that loss to Catholic is going to be the turning point of the season, where we look back on and say, what was that turning point? And that's going to be that Catholic game. I think they win out until the NCAA tournament, and then who knows what happens.
Yeah, last season they lost to Catholic at home, a place where they never lose. And that was their only regular season loss. They won the CAC championship, and made it to the semifinal, Final Four, where they lost to Bowdoin, another team who has their number. So I think that they'll pick it back up. You know, they have a lot of practice time. Head coach Dawn Chamberlain has been around 28 years, and she's not gonna let a third loss in a row happen. So now flip the script to men's soccer. See, I flipped the page.
I got it.
Men's soccer team this year, 7-3. Matt, you spend a lot of time around the soccer team, right? Because you're one of the announcers. And
This year's it's frustrating at times because their defense has come together and been really solid, except their offense doesn't show up some games. Like some games they can score 3 goals, some games they can struggle to score a goal. So they don't have any ties, but they have 3 losses, and they lost to Catholic. And that game was frustrating because there was many opportunities and they just couldn't score. And then they lost to Eastern, 14th ranked team in the country, and that was me and Chris, who is in the control room, was saying that it could be the first to score, and luckily Eastern scored, but they had their chances too. It's just they're not able to finish sometimes, and that really hurts them, especially in these close games, and especially for the remaining part of the season when they have to play for seeding in the CAC tournament.
Yeah, they're on the season averaging just over a goal scored per game, and they're averaging just under a goal allowed per game, and all 3 of their losses are 1-0.
Yeah.
So that's the difference. 3 1-0 losses is the difference from them being 10-0.
They have a game this weekend, Saturday at 2 o'clock. Do you think they're going to win since it's a big crowd this weekend for homecoming?
It's Penn State Harrisburg. I know they went up to Penn State Harrisburg on the road last year and lost, and there was, from hearing Dee Bartolo's wife talking about the officials in that game, talking about, officials aren't perfect on any level, but there were some to be blown calls in that game from what I've heard. And so I'm guessing they're going to use, I know Drew and I know Matt Green, who was hurt at the time, are not going to go out with a loss against Penn State Harrisburg. I know that game's fresh in their mind still, and they'll be ready to play.
Speaking of Matt Green, you came to me that you wanted to profile him because he tore his ACL last season.
Yeah, he tore his ACL, and he was off to one of the best starts in school history for soccer, with like a goal scoring 5 consecutive games. And the game that he tore his ACL in would have been his 6th, which would have broken the school record, I believe. Something like that, where he was going to set records for that season. And then, as we all know, he tore his ACL, which was sad because that team really took a different direction once he got hurt.
So they, 7-3. I don't know how many games they have left in the regular season. It's getting pretty late.
Yeah, they got about 6 or 7 left.
So they need to really, because they're.
I know they have four home games left.
Yeah, they're 2-1 in conference.
Yeah.
So it's not terrible, but they really can't afford to lose any more games in conference play.
And they didn't win yesterday against St. Mary's,
against
2-1.
St. Mary's, where against St. Mary's, they really picked it up. Scored in the first minute, scored a minute after St. Mary's. But that's actually all the time that we have tonight. I'm Travis Mandela alongside Will Ovington, Jessica Ree, and Matthew Forney. Have a great night, everybody, and go watch the Seagulls this weekend.